In 1962, Oscar Robertson averaged 30.8 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 11.4 assists per game. Double digits in all three categories for an entire NBA season. No player had ever done it before, and for 55 years, no player would do it again. But here's the strangest part. For almost 20 years, nobody even knew he'd done it. The term triple-double didn't exist yet. Statisticians weren't tracking season averages across multiple categories. The record just sat there, buried in box scores, gathering dust in filing cabinets, until researchers in the early 1980s, inspired by Magic Johnson's flashy play, went digging through the archives. What they found changed how we measure greatness, but the numbers only tell part of the story. To understand how Oscar Robertson became the most complete player basketball had ever seen, you have to go back further. To a shotgun shack in Indianapolis, to a ball someone else threw away, and to the night a city told a 17-year-old champion that his victory didn't count. Oscar Robertson was born in a farmhouse in rural Tennessee in 1938, the same year to the day that his great-grandfather Marshall Collier turned 100. Marshall had been born into slavery. He never traveled above the Mason-Dixon line. Oscar would travel much further. When he was 4, his family joined the Great Migration north, settling in Indianapolis. Their home on Colton Street had no indoor plumbing. The toilet was outside. A potbelly stove sat in the middle of the house, and on winter nights, the wind cut straight through the walls. His mother, Maisel, worked as a domestic for a white family. She cooked their meals and ate hers on the back porch. One Christmas, she brought home a gift, a basketball the family's son had thrown away. Oscar later described it: scarred up, old, but regulation size. Before that ball, he'd practice with rags tied together with string. He'd shoot at imaginary hoops, counting down imaginary clocks. Now he had something real. He carried that ball everywhere. To the Dust Bowl courts at Lockfield Gardens, to the Senate Avenue YMCA, to pickup games where older players would push him around, foul him hard, try to run him off the court. He kept coming back. By his junior year at Crispus Attucks High School, Oscar was the best player in Indiana. Attucks was an all-black school, built in the 1920s because the city didn't want black students in white classrooms. It had no gymnasium. The team played all its home games across town. But in March 1955, Crispus Attucks became the first all-black team and the first Indianapolis team to win the Indiana State Championship. Oscar scored 30 points in the final. What happened next would mark him forever. The traditional celebration was a fire truck parade through downtown, circling Monument Circle, where champions were honored in the heart of the city. The mayor had promised Attucks the same treatment. Instead, the motorcade took a different route. It circled the monument once, then turned away from downtown, back toward the black neighborhood. The celebration was held at Northwestern Park, far from the city center, where police could keep things contained. Oscar went home that night. His father greeted him, excited, but something was wrong. Oscar made himself a sandwich, lay down on the floor, stared at the television. "Dad," he finally said, "they don't want us." He was 17 years old. Some players respond to disrespect with flash, with fury, with proving everyone wrong in the loudest possible way. Oscar chose something different. He became obsessed with control. Not emotion, not spectacle, control. He practiced the same move thousands of times: a jab step, a quick first step, a pull-up jumper from 16 feet, until defenders couldn't tell if he was shooting, driving, or passing. He didn't dribble to entertain. He dribbled to get somewhere. His teammate Wayne Embry said players busted their tails to get open because they knew Oscar would find them. His passes arrived chest high, perfectly timed, demanding to be converted. Dick Barnett, who guarded him for years, put it simply: give Oscar a 12-foot shot, he'll work on you until he's got a 10. Give him 10, he wants 8. Give him 8, he wants 6. Give him 6, he wants a layup. There was no wasted motion, No heat, no flash. Just a man who had learned very young that applause could be taken away, but results could not. That discipline, working the angle closer, never settling, never needing validation, it wasn't accidental, it was practiced. Every day, Oscar repeated the same motions until they were automatic, the same decisions until they were instinct. That kind of mental repetition exists in smaller form today. If you want a structured way to build that daily clarity, there's an app called affirmations.app, link in the description. Now watch what that discipline looked like when it all came together. The 1961-62 NBA season, Oscar's second year. He played virtually every minute of every game. He led the league in assists. He was second on his team in rebounds as a guard. He averaged over 30 points while making his teammates better, not worse. 30.8 points, 12.5 rebounds, 11.4 assists. And nobody called it historic. Nobody gave it a name. The NBA was a second-tier league then. Games were played in half-empty arenas. Statistics were tracked on paper, filed away, forgotten. There was no sports center, no highlight reels, no social media to canonize every achievement in real time. Oscar just played, night after night, city after city, rickety planes and cheap hotels, and $8 a day for meals. Bill Russell said guarding him was impossible. You couldn't double team him because he'd find the open man every time. You couldn't play him straight up because he'd back you down and score over you. Red Auerbach threw 3 different defenders at him in waves, hoping to wear him down by the fourth quarter. It never worked. Oscar was named to the All-Star team, won the All-Star MVP, made the All-NBA first team. But the full scope of what he'd done, the sustained categorical dominance across every measurable dimension of the game, wouldn't be recognized for another 2 decades. When researchers finally crunched the numbers in the 1980s, they found what had been hiding all along, a record that would stand alone for 55 years. Oscar Robertson played 14 seasons in the NBA. He won a championship with Milwaukee in 1971. He was named one of the 50 greatest players of all time, but he never got another triple-double season. For 55 years, nobody did. Then Russell Westbrook matched it and did it 3 more times. But here's the difference. Westbrook did it in an era of stat tracking, highlight reels, and 24-hour sports coverage. Oscar did it when nobody was even watching, when assists required no dribbles to the basket, when the record just sat in a filing cabinet, waiting to be found. Oscar didn't play for highlights, he played to win. He played because the city once told him his victory didn't matter, and he decided he would keep winning until they couldn't ignore him anymore. Years later, someone asked Jerry West who he'd pick first if he could build a team from scratch. West didn't hesitate. Oscar Robertson. The greatest season nobody knew about until they finally looked.